Starting. Man, I had a hell of a fucking time getting this thing going.
Fucking Google, right?
I don't know what's going on. This is the Halfassed podcast. Well, this will be a Halloween episode, I guess. Scorpion showed up.
Well,
Nearsighted Scorpion showed up.
Well, that's why he yells, "Get over here."
Get over here. I can't read that from that far away.
Get over here. I need to read that. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes for good. It makes for good show listening to you muffled the whole show. You're not gonna wear that the whole show, are you?
Well, if you don't want me to.
That's fine. I'll just do this.
It didn't matter. It immediately went from that's fine. Rubber firmer.
Crazy theory.
Oh well, we don't have John today. John's missing the Halloween episode.
That bastard.
He's pulling down some overtime. He's
But Halloween, man.
I know on Halloween I think he said that if he dresses up as a slutty Catholic girl, he gets bonus points from the boss.
Oh, he could do that.
No, he could do that for me all day. Or
you could do it for me.
I'll do it for you. He'd do it for me. I do it for you. You do it for him all day.
Fuck yeah.
Just like we'll just a literal circle jerk. It'll be like a triangle jerk. We'll be like making our own Triforce.
Hey, let's talk more about John when he's not here.
No, John's pulling down the OT. He's pulling it down.
All right, fine.
Oh, have you been watching the news lately?
Not often.
So right now there's a cop who attacked a child.
That I
see that? You saw that? You saw? I think it's in South Carolina. This is the Half-Assed podcast, and the reason it's half-assed is because we see stuff on the internet and we don't really research it. We just say we saw it and then we talk about it a little bit.
Guilty as charged.
But you see that? Well, the cop's been fired.
Good.
Or he's been suspended. But my reaction is more not to the cop. I'm expecting this now. Now I'm becoming desensitized to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's still horrible, but it's baffling to me why people defend it. And there are people defending this. There are people saying that girl deserved to be tackled and dragged across the floor because she was being disrespectful. And the last time I checked, Mike, that being disrespectful, refusing to do something isn't disrespect. You're more than allowed to refuse to do anything you want. No is a complete sentence.
Yeah, that's BS. Hey,
yeah.
You're not allowed to say no anymore? Fuck you, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I don't like that.
It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, and these people are like, well, you need to listen to authority. America was founded on not listening to authority. Well, if we want to get technical, America was founded on a bunch of rich white people.
Yeah.
Not listening to authority. And, another great thing is, America, the founding fathers of America, other than basically George Washington and Ben Franklin, were relatively young people.
Sure.
They're in their late 20s, early 30s when they founded America. And not once would they think that it'd be okay to have a cop drag somebody. I mean, if you asked Thomas Jefferson, what's that?
That's shit they did in the old world. If you didn't obey the right religion or something,
Yeah, you get thrown in the fucking Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. This world.
Thomas Jefferson wouldn't have stood for that. I mean, yeah, he would be like, hey, secretly or publicly, he probably would have been like, you can do that. But secretly, he'd be taking that little black girl and trying to get her fucking pregnant. He'd be like, it's okay, baby. It's okay. Tommy J's here. Tommy J's here, Tommy. He's going to...
I'm a founding father. He wants some of this.
There is a reason why a lot of black people have the last name of Washington and Jefferson.
What about Jackson?
And Andrew Jackson, I don't think he really. Don't really think he rolled that way.
Really?
I don't think
I
he
don't know.
did. But they all probably did. I mean, they all probably fucking did. I mean, you got to think that they didn't, to think that people didn't fuck their slaves
Yeah.
is a new world idea.
Hmm.
And, is because we live in a world without slavery for the most part. I mean, there's still like sex slave and shit, and they fuck them, but the world of slavery isn't in your face. It isn't out there. It isn't, pervasive or persuasive or whatever P word I'm trying to come up with right now.
It is on different parts of the planet, though. I mean,
and it very much is, but right now in America, it isn't, and we tend to think in modern. We tend to put a modern spin on ancient times.
Sure.
So slavery doesn't exist right now. Racism still very much exists, but it's a lighter under the rug racism.
Unless you're Donald Trump.
Unless you're Donald Trump, then you can say fucking spick and wetback and whatever, and then people clap for you because everybody wants to be the person who isn't afraid to say the word nigger or to say the word spick. Everybody is tired of whispering it. They want to go back to the days where they could scream it at somebody and not hear gasp.
Yeah, it's an awful thing,
It is, but we tend to put a modern spin on that, and sex with slaves was a common practice.
It was.
It was a very common practice. So yeah, maybe Andrew Jackson. I don't know if he owned slaves, but if he did, he probably was just fucking the shit out of them.
He owned them. That's
Old Hickory was given some wood.
The sad truth. You own a person, you can probably fuck them.
No, there's no probably. You can. You own them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you, I mean, that's why I keep trying to sell me to you for $1. You just won't buy it. You're like, why would I want to buy you? Sex stuff.
Cost sucks.
But I will suck the shipping cost.
I don't know. I'm still not sold.
Well, then fine.
You got to throw in a sweetener or 3.
Oh, I'll be sweet. I'll be so sweet. But I mean, this video is ridiculous. It's basically a 17-year-old girl versus a bodybuilding cop. He's a fucking bodybuilder in his spare time. This fucking cop doesn't do anything but masturbate to the thought of fucking up some little black girl and pumping iron, and that's it.
Roid rage, man.
And the stories from this high school have been just horrendous. How this cop has just gotten away with this, and the teachers allow it. They allow it. Violence against other people, all for the sake of because they were disobeying.
Yeah,
it makes you wonder what kind of parents they are. It makes you wonder. Everybody was like, "Oh, they should have called her parents," or what kind of parents raises a kid who says no. I'm the type of parent who raises a kid who says no. My kid is more than allowed to walk into a place and say, no, I don't want to do that. Well,
they got to be able to challenge, otherwise it's like pointless.
Yeah. What's the point? Yeah, exactly. What's the point? If my kid doesn't, if an adult says, I want you to do this, and my kid doesn't want to do this, he's more than allowed to say he doesn't want to do that. It's not the fucking military.
Sure.
It's not a fucking do or die situation. If she didn't want to get up out of her chair, she had every right not to get up out of her chair. Just like the teacher had every right to call a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop could have stood there and said, you're going to jail for disorderly conduct. And that's it. You don't want to get up? We'll sit here all fucking day.
They think they're like the judges in the Judge Dredd movie or something where they're
right.
We can dispense all the justice. I'm like, there's still a court system, you fuckers.
Right. And
still until proven guilty.
Yeah, and people don't believe that anymore, especially if you're black. And this is the disconnect that I have a buddy at work, right? And I asked him to explain white privilege to me. He's a black man, and I shouldn't have to explain that he's a black man. I shouldn't have to do that. But no. I asked Tony to explain white privilege to me. And with just one simple sentence, he goes, white privilege is the benefit of the doubt. And that's it. That's white privilege. White privilege is I can walk in front of a judge and say, Judge, I didn't know. And the judge is more likely to go, I believe you. Don't do it the next time. Whereas a black man can walk in front of a judge and say, Judge, I didn't know. And the judge will be like, no, you should have known. You're going to jail.
Yeah, really.
And
It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. And these fucking cops don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They want all the benefit. They want the white privilege. They want the, hey, I was in danger for my life from the 17-year-old girl who's sitting in her chair. That's what they want.
Yeah, and that was not the case at all.
No, she was just refusing, and you're more than allowed to refuse. I don't. Just say what. Don't stop talking, Mike.
I'm trying.
Just
I
say
want to
it.
say, like, she. Damn it. Having a hard time formulating this in my head.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Just spit it
she
out.
was imposing a threat. There was no reason to body slam her. No matter how disruptive she could have been, she didn't have a gun on her or have anything like that. So, I mean, so what? Maybe she talked back to the teacher a few too many times and the teacher got pissed off over it too. I don't know. But, you know, that's excessive force. That's just all the bottom line.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I was watching a video of a cop pull up to a drug sting. A little 19-year-old kid, cops pulling up to a drug sting, and this is fairly new. The kid tries to take off. The cop yells, "I'm going to shoot you in your fucking head," while he's standing next to the car and fires 2 rounds into the kid's chest.
Wow.
Now, the cop turns around and while on video goes, he tried to hit me. And it's clear that the kid did not try to hit the fucking officer at all.
No.
It's clear. But the kid died because he was trying to buy drugs.
What the fuck, man? The war on drugs just breeds more drugs.
The war on drugs breeds fucking violence. It doesn't matter. These fucking cops come out here and they think that it's some type of Old West situation where everybody has a fucking gun. You know what? I'm not even against guns. I'm not. I don't care.
Sure.
I think if you want to disarm your populace, you disarm the police first. And you know what? You disarm the police, then you can disarm everybody else. You disarm the military, you can disarm everybody else. You cannot say that we're going to disarm the populace and keep every person with authority having guns against you. It's just not going to happen.
Right. You got to set an example.
Yeah, I don't own a gun. I don't
either.
But I'm not against them. I don't care if you, I don't care if fucking Joe Blow owns a fucking AR-15. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, I own a sword, but I didn't have to pass an extensive background check for that one. But
I've got several knives, but I don't pull them out. I don't.
Full tang. Boom.
Did you say Wu Tang?
Full tang.
Oh, I thought you just scream Wu Tang. I think we have to Wu Tang.
It's a
Wu Tang.
Bill sword too.
But it's just fucking nuts. It's just these fucking, and what gets me is it's not the police anymore. The police have this thin blue line of protection. They fall behind it. They come up. They come in front of it, kill a motherfucker, and fall behind it, and that's it. But what gets me is these pets of the police. These people who have this mentality of they need to be controlled. Everything needs to be controlled. They need to be told what to do.
Yeah, and the people giving them these fucking orders are bigger douchebags than anyone they're taking down.
Right.
Fucking A.
I mean, a lot of the times they're the most. I mean, if you're like, oh yeah, a cop has every right to defend himself. Yes, a cop has every right to defend himself only when he's in defense of something. Mm-hmm. A cop, you cannot defend yourself when you're prematurely attacking.
Mm-hmm.
You can't defend yourself when no one has a fucking weapon. You can't defend yourself when you're not in any danger.
I know.
It's just murder.
And they all have guns on them. I mean, unless someone's pointing a gun at you, then don't pull a fucking gun.
And I'm pretty hard line about that. And a lot of people don't agree with me, and I don't fucking care. But unless a cop is getting shot at, he shouldn't be allowed to shoot anybody. I don't care if they're pointing a fucking gun at the cop. Until that trigger is pulled, there's no intent to kill anybody. There's an intent to threaten. Yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, a threat isn't deadly.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to threaten you, they wouldn't fucking come and say it. They'd be like, did he mean it?
That's it.
Until that trigger's pulled, until an act is taken to take somebody's life,
Sure.
a cop, has no right to kill anybody. And people argue, well, a cop's life is just as important. You know what? No, it's not. A cop's life is not just as important. They became public servants, and once you become a public servant, that's what you do. You serve the public, and if you have to die for the public, that's what you do. And it's a horrible thing to say, and I'm not saying I like it. I don't, but that's what it is.
No, it's the truth. I mean, if you're giving yourself to the law or the country or whatever, then it comes with that burden. And in some cases, yeah, you're going to be in a life-threatening situation, but a kid in a classroom sitting at a desk not standing up, that is not a life-threatening situation, and not to use for force like that. It's insane. But that's
exactly.
what they all think they are the law now or something. So
yeah, no, you're right, and that's exactly the correct word for it. It's a burden. It's a burden that they have to bear, and it's heavy and it's cumbersome, but it's something they have to bear. They can't shirk off the burden. They can't say, you know what, I'm a servant of the law. I have to follow the law only when I choose to. My life is in danger. Is not something that they can use to shake off whatever they want to shake off.
Sure. Well, I see it all the time when they friggin' hit a yellow light and then flip the lights on just for a second to get through the red light. I mean, come on, that's stupid. You can't wait at a fucking red light.
Right.
Using your little powers, your little things you do. I'm not saying all cops are bad. There's been some stories I've read that have been friggin', reassuring about the whole thing, but it just sucks when you see something like that. It hurts all the cops, especially the good ones.
No, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. There are more good cops out there than there are bad cops.
Sure.
And that's 100% true. There's always more good than there is bad. Always. Yeah. But the bad ruin the batch for the rest of them. You don't take a whole bushel of apples and put a fucking rotten one in the center and expect them all to stay good for long.
Right.
So
one bad apple.
Yep, one bad apple, and it'll ruin the whole fucking thing.
And it's easier to televise something and get people's attentions towards something that's violent or something like that, rather than something that's good than someone did. You actually have to look for those, and that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the story where I jacked a bunch of people off? I went to all the handless vets of America.
Yeah.
And I jerked them all off.
Did them a favor, huh?
Yeah. I call it hand up for a vet.
Selfless of you, Gary.
Well, that's what
Wish I was
no one thinks about the handless vets. No one thinks about that. Everybody's like, let's just give him 2 hooks and he's good. No, what is he going to do with those hooks? So,
as a man, I can say I've always thought about trying to fuck anything that I've ever had in my sight of vision and how to do it, because as men, we're hardwired to want to fuck everything. So I'm sure they could figure it out.
So that's the new charity for the Half-Assed podcast. Handless vets jack you off. I'm just going to go straight to it. I'm not even. That's what we're going to call it. Handless vets.
Patreon page.
If you're missing your arm, your whole arm at the shoulder, or even your hands, if you're missing most of your hands, if all you have left is your index finger and your thumb, me, Mike, or John will come over to your house and jack you off for you.
I can get off with those 2 alone. Okay. But I'm good at it.
Yeah, but see, I mean, just think about it. It's just that right there. It's just like 2 rings. What are you going to do with that? I guess you don't have the fingers sticking out, but still, like you can go up and down with it. And you're like, still,
thumbs up.
They served our country. Yeah, they served our country. Someone needs to come over and relieve the pressure. Now, I will charge for cupping the balls. It becomes less of a charity when they ask me to cup the balls.
Right.
Then that just becomes a service that needs to be paid. You know what?
Yeah.
So, other than that, that's what we do for half-assed podcast, saving America one handless vet at a time.
As classy as possible, we do it.
Are you going?
For you.
Are you going to a Halloween party?
I am planning on just
Staying
wearing
home,
my
staying with kids?
costume the entire day, and then there's a karaoke bar at night, and I am very singing starved, and I want to, and I don't care what anyone thinks about it. I love to sing.
Yes,
I used
that's
to be in a
good.
band. I love it, and I'm going to go there and sing a lot of songs, and probably get wasted, and who knows what else from there.
You ever take home any women because of your golden voice?
Yes, I've got laid many times because of that.
Oh yeah.
My
You
ex
should-
Gina had big, pretty blue eyes. I sang "In Your Eyes" by Peter Gabriel. I got some that night.
Oh, you should videotape that.
Soon enough.
No, the sex.
Problem is, when I'm singing, I can't videotape myself doing it.
No. The sex. You should videotape the sex.
Sex.
Yeah.
Never did that yet.
Yeah, you should do that while singing. Oh, just do a whole American Psycho type thing.
Hey, John's listening right now.
Is he?
He said so on Facebook. My
Oh,
favorite.
John's my favorite.
Hi, John. We love you. Gary Moore, but
But no, John quit the show again.
he didn't quit.
He quit the show 3 times now. No, actually, you know what? I want to touch base on that. So I had John quit for a while, and I'm Mike, and I'm telling you right now, Mike, I am a very, very motivated, dedicated person, and so far you seem to let that wash off you like a duck on water, which is a very, very good quality. But I tell you right now, I will come at you to a point where you're just gonna fucking throw your hands up and want to walk away.
Trust me. You have to make a full-time job out of dislike or making me dislike you. The pay sucks and there's no benefits. If you really want to go there, then put the work into it. And it's not unionized, Jerry. I know you love unions.
Oh, as soon as I can get it unionized, I will unionize this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll be one of those guys where like you'll see me on like Upworthy or something, like Gary of the Halfassed podcast. As soon as he started making money, he voted in a union. And I will in a heartbeat.
Out of the 3 of us, the Teamsters on the Half-Ass podcast.
Yeah, I'll be like, you know what? It's not my job. Get one of the other guys to do it. But you will. Oh man, we had John. I got John so fed up one day. I told him he wasn't doing enough, and
Really?
he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm doing plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And he quit, and then he came back after we apologized. I apologized to him. He apologized to me, and we come up and said, hey, and this is why John. I love John because he came up and said, hey, it wasn't all my fault. And I said, it wasn't all my fault. And he goes, I know. And I said, I know. And he goes, okay, that's good. And then we talked, and then we made love, and that was good.
He called you an ass hat on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah, I am. And
Fucking John.
And then we had Ryan for a while.
Yeah.
And
It was Ryan.
Ryan just didn't absolutely do nothing, and he didn't do a damn fucking thing. He got us maybe one interview and thought that was going to fucking change the world. Like we didn't have to fucking do anything after that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and every time we asked him to do something, he said he didn't want to. So I was like, we can't do this because this is a machine. This is a machine. This is what we do. Is we have to constantly be moving forward.
An entertainment machine. I understand.
It is. I mean, it is, and you gotta constantly be moving forward. Yeah, you get a big guest, but that isn't gonna fucking do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in all actuality, the smaller guests provide more benefit than the bigger guests. The bigger guests don't mean shit to us.
Sure. Well. Yeah, I understand that. We did the same thing at Geeky Universe, and but then again, with 5 people on a podcast, I'd pass out most of the time because you couldn't get a word in.
Right.
So here I am with less people.
Yeah, no, and this works out fine. I think, yeah, you guys, Geeky Universe was too much, and to be honest about Geeky Universe, it seemed like everybody had their own thing. Everybody was fighting for their own thing.
Kinda. That's why I kind of just took the back burner. I wasn't really going to fight over it. I'm like, hey, I do this for the site. I do plenty for you guys. So if you guys want to talk about shit, then talk about it.
Yeah, it seemed like no. I mean, everybody seemed like David was fighting for his, his website or his Facebook page. I don't know what he was trying to do.
I bet I could
Something
get him as a
stupid.
guest if you had him.
No, David's done. David's
Is
done.
it that bad?
Yeah, David's done. He was not only just a horrible guest, but when we did try to get him on, he kept saying, "Yeah, I can do it," and then like at the last minute, he would cancel.
Yeah, he was always someone who never said no, but
he's like, "Well, yeah, I can do it. I can do it," and then we'll be having the show and say, "Hey, where are you?" He's like,
yeah,
I can't do it." So,
well, I met him in person in Minnesota, and he was overly hospitality, almost to the point where he's almost like asking you, "Can I get some for you? Do you want this? How blah blah blah?" And it's like, David, calm the hell down. I'm just here to meet you guys in person and everything like that.
well, you're a star. You're the creator of what'd you create?
Arcade Recall.
Arcade Recall. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was
There's
something.
more coming. I have like 3 months off of work coming up very soon.
There's more coming.
A full-time job.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Trust
there
me.
is. Maybe there
There's
isn't.
gonna be more.
Maybe
I did the
there is.
voiceovers for 2 of them. I just haven't finished anything else on them yet.
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons game, they're coming.
Yeah, the Simpsons game. Oh, the Simpsons game should be neat. I played that. You don't know how much I've wasted. Is it the old one? Is it the 1998 one?
Yeah, the really old one, the first one that came out.
Oh, I wasted probably $17,000 on that fucking game.
I did the same thing with Final Fight, maybe. But no, The
love
Simpsons,
that
that one gave me the opportunity to bitch about the fact the Simpsons are still on the air, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, man.
Who doesn't, you know?
Fun
They
fact:
used to be really good.
Simpsons came on the air on my birthday, 1983.
Did they get you presents?
Yes, they did.
Lucky.
I know.
I didn't get any presents from the
But
Simpsons.
yeah. So anyway, back to David. Fuck David. Fuck David. He lost his shot.
I wonder if he still listens. David, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he might. He tried to
Don't
push us
dare,
on some
not me.
fucking podcast called Wagon Full of Dicks or something. Yeah. I was like, what?
Fullofcubes.com.
He's like, you should really listen to this podcast called Wagon Full of Dicks. And I said, thanks for the suggestion, but I will go this way.
How about this podcast called Tub Full of Clitori?
That's where I went.
That's our next podcast.
I went to the podcast called Snail Trail. It's like those girls who work out in those fucking short shorts, and you have to wipe down everything because you just see that rainbowy trail of. What are they doing? They're just going out there to work and taking fucking pictures of themselves on Instagram all the time, and they just got this rainbowy trail wherever they fucking go because they're getting so sexually excited about the fact that everybody's staring at them working out on Instagram. It's fucking
crotch sweat, man.
Snail trail. But yeah, I'm super fucking motivated about this show, and that's the beauty part of it. It's just amazing how fast we're growing. It is insane.
Is it really? I haven't known much about numbers and whatnot.
John has all those, but it's pretty good.
John, and he's not even here tonight to fill him in. John, I know you're listening. What the fuck?
I mean, I think the last time he said his number was, I want to say 6 or 7 months ago. It was like 5,000 iTunes subscribers.
Really?
Something like that.
That's why Arcade Recall gets getting more hits on Facebook. I don't know. I'm not really a promoter.
But the way this works, and you know what? I don't mind. Breaking the fourth wall. I love breaking the fourth wall, actually, and that's what this latter part of the podcast was. But that's the way it works on podcasts. So if anybody's ever thinking about starting a podcast, right? One, it's insanely easy. I suggest you do it. Do it. And if you do it for a year, holler at us, and I'll be more than happy to fucking check it out. 2, your subscribers, your Facebook followers, your Instagram followers, your Tumblr followers, they will always differ. You could have 300 Instagram followers and 2,000 Facebook followers. It will, and 80 million fucking listeners. It will always differ.
Sure.
Most people will not comment, like, or subscribe to any fucking thing other than the one thing they've already liked, commented, or subscribed on.
I'm guilty of that big time. Hey, John called you a hammock of clits. But I'm just saying.
Well, John wants to be on the show so bad. He misses it. It's like fucking crack to him. He's just slapping at a vein trying to get on. I bet he's making jokes to the people he works with. Be like, hey, I'm on this show. Hammock full of clits. Am I right, guys? Hammock full of clits. Everybody else is like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I did that. Look at me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on this show, but I can't be on there right now because I'm doing inventory. He said wagon full of dicks. I would have said hammock full of clits if I was on tonight, but I'm not. I'm with you guys. I'm going to write this to him. Hammock full of clits.
Oh, Lordy.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to do a show, just do it. And everything's going to, people aren't going to pay attention to you. Or the people who do pay attention to you are the fucking people you don't want to pay attention to you. So,
yeah.
And that's it.
I'm a stalkerish fan myself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you want to bring him on the fucking show, which is not going to happen.
No.
I don't know where that was coming from.
I'd mess with him.
Oh, yeah. You can tell him. You can tell him he's coming on. It's just not going to happen.
Fine. Whatever.
Say, hey, Gary says you should listen to this episode. So Gary says you're going to come on, definitely. And then we get to the end of it, and what's his name?
Jacob Flynn.
Flint.
Like
hey, Jacob Flint. With 100% certainty, you're never coming on the Half-Ass Podcast for just being a stalker. That's it.
I don't think he's a stalker. He just asks a lot of questions on my Facebook page.
Hey, asking a lot of questions is good. I'm not gonna bash somebody for asking a lot of questions.
Oh, no.
But you have to have something. But like I said, the smaller people, the people who have something to promote, the people who are building, always great for our show. They're better for our show than the people who have gotten to where they wanted to get to, because they're kind of like, I'm done. It's all on you guys.
I wish that I had this opportunity when I had a band. I mean, we didn't get too popular because it always seemed like the band before us at the gig we were at would ruin the show, and then we'd come on, and there'd be 2 people left in the audience. It's like, God damn, we were just unlucky.
And we could like those 2 people. I'm gonna sing "In Your Eyes" by Peter Gabriel to you.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, I'm watching the time.
Oh, okay. We've got the Half-Ass Podcast. Well, you know what? Let's go switch this up. Go check out Arcade Recall on YouTube. Type in Arcade Recall.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny. It's really good. It's about arcade games. It's about old arcade games specifically. So if you're in your early 30s to mid 40s, you'll remember most of these games. Is that correct? That's about right.
Yeah, you'll definitely say that's familiar.
So yeah, and Mike here, co-host of the Half-Ass Podcast, makes this shit, and it is funny as fuck. I love them all. I watch them all.
Crazy Gary.
I love them. They're awesome. The one in particular I like was the Half-Assed Arcade Recall. It's not about an arcade game at all. It's about the Half-Ass Podcast. It's basically a 5-minute commercial for the Half-Ass Podcast.
I know. That was my in.
That was your love letter. That was your love letter. That was your. But
you can't say it'll keep to my word. It took me a year, but regardless,
it took you a minute. I forgot all about it, that you were going to do it until the day you said, "I'm break." Here it is, and I'm like, oh. So we got Half-Ass Podcast. Google Half-Ass Podcast. You'll find us. I'm just not even going to tell you them all. Just Google it, Half-Ass Podcast. You'll find us. If you want us on Instagram, Google Half-Ass Podcast on Instagram. We'll be there too. Google us on Tumblr. Google us on Facebook and
places.
Then you got Half-Ass John on Instagram. You don't have an Instagram, do you, Mike?
I don't, because I can do everything with Facebook. You can do with Instagram, right?
Mike's got a Facebook. I'll. You know what? If somebody asks, I'll give you Mike's personal phone number too. So that'll happen.
More fun. I won't answer it because it's always roaming out here in the county of Door.
He says, I didn't call Gary that. That's a podcast name, you beautiful bald son of a bitch. I think he's talking to me. I'm the one who's going bald.
Hey, embrace it. It's more fun that way.
You know
Take
what?
it from a survivor.
Man, what, like cancer or?
No, baldness survivor.
How do you
Unfortunately,
survive baldness? Seriously, I thought you had
I
testicular
went
cancer.
bald and I didn't let it like skew my views on how good I look or anything like that.
So you don't have testicular cancer.
No, but I still shave down there.